There's a quick message just for my subscribers. Remember, February 12th, I got an appreciation video and we're doing a car review in the same video. And this is just to give some of the love y'all been giving me back to you guys, showing you how much y'all mean to me. It's gonna be the next video right after this one, February 12th. Hope y'all stay tuned for that. Also, at the end of this video, I'm gonna be showing you guys my TEIN receipt. The receipt I got for these coilovers. Let's get it. What's happening, YouTube? Came back with another how-to video coming to you straight from Coilovers, and today my baby is getting some TEIN coilovers today, getting rid of this nasty ride height, and she getting some fully adjustable TEIN coilovers, brand new. Right now we're rocking with stock suspension. So one of the main reasons I'm replacing the shocks to coilovers is because this rear side is blown out. It's actually causing the car to lean a little bit to the right. I can tell this by I can fit 3 fingers, and that's a pretty tight fit with my 3 fingers. As to right here, that is a loose fit with my 3 fingers. So just letting you guys know, in this video I will be filming 3 videos at once. I'm gonna be painting my rims black, putting some TEIN coilovers on, and replacing all 4 calipers. I'm also doing some other stuff, but all 3 of these require me to lift the car. And at the current moment, they are doing construction on my entire block. And if y'all remember, I don't have a splash guard, so I really don't want to be even driving in these dirt. You can see that day one didn't do me so well. And so all 3 of those jobs require me to jack the car up, leave it on stands, and take the wheels off. So I'm killing 3 birds with 1 stone. So literally, this is going to be a whole different looking car when we're done. Alright, say less. Let's jack the car up, put it on stands, and take off the wheels. Alright, this is the box it came in. Alright, let's open it up and lay everything out. Woo! Look at my babies. Let me see that. Yes, sir. Alright, let's go to the car. In case you guys are wondering, this is the tag right here. Alright, there's a few things we need to do as far as preparation to remove and install the TEIN coilover. First and foremost, make sure you fix any kind of dents you have, because you do need to roll the fenders. I have wide wheels, so it's a little bit more important for me to roll the fenders. If you don't have such as wide wheel, maybe like some stock kind of wheels, then I think you're straight. I'm also going to remove the fender liner off all of the fender wells before I roll them. The fender liner is just being held down by all these little clips, all the rounds. Just take off all of them. My friend lent me his roller. I'm holding the heater, and I'm just gonna warm up the edges because he said it's gonna mess up my paint if I don't. So we just kind of rotating it, have it on high. I'm gonna do this for a while, and we're just gonna start rolling. It's warm to the touch. This is actually so easy and so satisfying. I can't believe I was gonna pay someone $100 to do this. It took a while to figure out how to get the hang of this system and all the different adjustments, because there actually is quite a few adjustments that you have to keep track of. And the back bolt kept popping out for me, but I just put a little bit of a dry lubricant, WD-40, and I haven't had that bolt fall out since. Alright, anymore I think I'm going to be pulling the fender, so. Nice. This is really nice and flat. Let's check out the other side, which I have not done yet, and you can see how much this sticks out. About a 90-degree angle, and we want to fold that shut. We're gonna bust out all the fender wells. By the way, those are the 2 front fender liners. Didn't see a point at all to take off these, because this is actually not a fender liner. This is a part of the car. We definitely have to fix this part because the lip is even coming out. Alright, I'm just going to show you how I work this dent right here, in case you guys do have any kind of dents and you are trying to work them out. I hammered it a little bit, but I'm sure putting this pressure is going to pop the fender back into how it usually goes, especially with enough heat. That's the trick. You make sure the way this is going to conform back to its original position is with heat. Metal just doesn't bend like that by himself. And as you saw how the paint chipped because I hammered it in the wrong spot, that's because I didn't put enough heat. That was my fault. You normally wouldn't heat up the whole fender, but like I said, since I'm trying to pop back the dent, I'm going to. Oh, there you go. Let's pop that back into place. Let's make that. All fenders are rolled. You can see we got a good flattening right there. Especially at the top, it gets a lot better. Alright, now we can get to work on releasing the old shocks from the car. The first thing we're going to do to get that done is release the sway bar from the sway bar end link. As you can see, I got 2 breaker bars, my mini one and my big one. They are both 14s. My bad, I had to position the small breaker bar against right here. That way it won't move when we move it up. There we go. After we crack it loose, I'm gonna put my ratcheting wrench. Alright, grab the nut and the washer. There we go. And just so I don't got bolts everywhere, we're gonna put this back on. Cool. Next we're working on the 2 bolts, holding in the old ones. I'm putting the big breaker bar in it, and we're gonna crack it loose. Whew, I love how easy these bolts are coming off. Alright, then back those all the way out. Alright, they're both 14 mil by the way. Now we're working on the bottom. Now the only thing holding in this to the car is the 17 mil bolt and nut going through the end right there. You see my crescent wrenches right there. There's 17. I don't have another 17, so I have my breaker bar right here with a little bit of extension so we can pass the caliper. Hey, sick man, found another 17. This one's actually 11/16 inch. Position it just like that. Alright, you have to let the breaker bar get into position so for it to lock in. You see right there between the rotor and the wheel hub thingy right there. That's what's gonna hold that nut while you break the bolt loose. Alright. There you go. God damn, that shit scared me. Finish the rest with my ratchet. You're gonna take that bolt all the way out. Alright, we're gonna leverage it by putting the jack underneath. Okay, that has the shock under some compression here. And I think that's perfect right there because now this bolt is coming free. Okay, I'm using the wrench to kind of pry on that bolt while I undo it, trying to give some pressure so it can untwist itself out. I can see that's working because I see the threads becoming more and more. I just want to see how this is going to react. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah. All the way down. Alright. And here comes the twist. Guys, hold up. Oh my god, I'm in the most uncomfortable position I've ever been in my life. Yep, dude, you already saw it. I've tried everything, and I don't have 21 mil sockets, so we're using crescents, and hopefully this all goes well. I don't know what's happening, but it does look like we's moving. Cause low-key was prepared to go to O'Reilly's and buy me a 21 millimeter. This seems to be moving fine. Again, Crest ain't my favorite tool in the world. Oh, there you go. It's getting easier right here. Hey man, and just saying that as you saw, I tried all them shits I done seen, I read in forums. I tried it. There's no real way of one-manning this without taking out this control arm, as far as I saw. And there ain't really just no way. Alright, now we just gonna hammer boy out. Alright, you can see right there to your upper right, that is the bolt, and that lower nut and bolt you see, that's holding the sway bar. You can see our 21 is gonna hit that bolt right there, out the sway bar, so we're gonna take that out. You just need to back it out until you can clear the 21 over. Yeah, that should be good, just like that. Alright, you're looking through here, through the hole right here. Right here's a sway bar. This is the second bolt. This one we didn't undo, but the other one's right in front. So you was looking at the 21 come right at you right now. Alright, I'm trying to... Oh, there you go. There you go. I don't know if y'all can see what I'm doing. I'm actually lifting it with this and pulling out the 21 with my hands. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Oh, my God. What video you see this on? Ain't no one. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Oh, my God. Stop it. Oh my God. Perfect. Get that bit. Woo! Say less. Woo! Alright, so these are the new TEINs ready to be put in. I got both front shocks out. Right now, straight off the box, they are both meeting around 14.5 millimeters. That's what the preset are, straight from shipment. Haven't touched them. You can see the tape's even still on them. Just looking at the old one, you see where the 2 bolts are, and see how this one's facing? 2 bolts. and it's facing the wrong way. So I already know I have to adjust it, which already scares me because I wanted to put them just how they were in factory because I know they are both perfectly even. It's what it is. Let's do it. Okay, so we're gonna take the 2 adjusting tools that TEIN provided us. Alright, here's the plan. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna bolt up the top first. I know the bottom isn't correct. Just try not to scratch these up too bad. Just gave her a couple threads up top. So now we have this stationed. Oh, say less. Perfect. I turned it so we can see the TEIN on the other side. Okay, now with the jack underneath, all I'm trying to do is lift it up so we can meet the 17 hole right here. I call it the 17 because it's a 17 hole in nut. I ain't just out here making up names. Okay, I need to turn them slightly to make sure they're a little bit more even. All right. And we just about met that hole. See, maybe just a little bit higher. It should be good. Just about there. I'm holding that sway bar because I don't want it to get stuck underneath. Let's see if we can fit our 17. Let's see if we get out the other side. Yes, we do. Make sure you put your washer and nut just how it went on when you took off the old one. Hand tighten all the way down as much as we can. Alright, now the only thing left is to reconnect everything. And I'm going to start that process by putting our big ass 21. So first we start from the back. Okay, my bad. I'm gonna lower it back down because I actually forgot to put the plastic piece that goes on top. The only thing we are going to salvage from the old stuff is this plastic little piece. It just goes on top. Not necessary, but why not? Just make sure we don't stick next time we want to take these off. There we go, just like that. Then we can go jack it back up. So what you want to do is you just want to wiggle the control arm until you're able to slide it. There you go. I got the first one in, trying to get it all the way through. There you go. Now it's time to find the second hole, which can be a pain. There we go. I think we are just about through. Get some twisting motion happening here. There we go. Fuck! Forgot the washer. Back it up, back it up, back it up. Alright, after you have your washer, put your other washer on the other side, along with the washer and the nut. Tighten all the way as much as I can with my fingers. Alright, gonna put my ratchet and my 13, 16 on the 21. I have the crescent wrench on the other side, holding it down. Alright, pull it till you can't pull no more. Now guys, the important thing to remember, it's always important to tighten a proper spec. That should be good like that. Starting with the bottom 17, tighten as much as I can with the ratchet. You should really torque all these bolts down to the exact specification that Mazda requires it to be. But at the current moment, I have lost and misplaced my torque wrench. So I'm just gonna have to use, I'm just using the big boy to tighten it down. Obviously not too tight. That should be fine, just like that. Usually when I tighten things with the breaker bar, I usually do it until I feel the pressure. Now moving from my forearm to my bicep or tricep. And then as soon as I start feeling like in the shoulder, then that's when I stop. That's when I know it's a little too tight. As soon as you have to start putting some shoulder into it, it's too tight. And you do want to do this with it jacked up. That way the rubber and hole and bolt are completely aligned. They're not under pressure while you're tightening. They shouldn't, nothing should ever be under pressure while you tighten. So like right now I'm about to tighten up the sway bar because everything's already tightened up on the other side. See, like the sway bar to end link, that was a little bit tight to put that bolt on. So I know that I can lift the car a little bit higher. Gonna put the big breaker bar just to hold it, and we're gonna tighten this baby down. Perfect. Make sure if you took off that sway bar bolt, you put it back on. And you want to make sure that the coilover does have some compression to it, and then go ahead and tighten up the top. 2 14s. I already have them tightened down, and that's it. We are done. That's the TEIN Flex. installed. Once again, guys, if you're doing the front and you're only by yourself, you're gonna have to take off that 21. I spent 2 hours trying to figure out how I don't have to take off that 21 when removing that huge 21 bolt really only took about 15 minutes, and I was using the wrong tool. Alright, let's move on to the rear. It's gonna be a breeze. All we gotta do is disconnect the end link from the sway bar, the 2 top 14 bolts, 117. Take off this nut and bolt right here to remove the upper control arm. So you have to access your trunk in order to take off the top 2 14 bolts of the strut. The passenger side is underneath the spare tire, and that can simply be taken off just by unscrewing this. Take out the spare tire, and you can see the top of it right here, both 14s. But the driver's side, we have this shield, and it's directly in there. We got 4 10 mil bolts holding in this panel. 1 right there, 2, 3, and 4. Let's get those off. And then we're just gonna pull this away. And behind these 2 pipes, you can see our strut top, 114 right there. And the other one is just hidden underneath this pipe, but it's there. I'm actually gonna go ahead and start by removing all 4 14 mil bolts since we already have it all uncovered. Okay, now we're working on the end link to the sway bar, both 14s. My fault. There you go. Alright, now we can go on with the ratchet. Back that nut and bolt all the way up. Okay, end link disconnected. That's the nut and washer right there. Now get our 17 breaker bar and crack our 17 loose. God, you see, I'm just kind of concerned of how loose all these bolts are. Like, I for real think I can do this with the ratchet. Alright, we just gonna I'm pushing down on the whole thing and pulling up on the strut, and then that released that 17 bolt. The nut stays in there, so don't expect a nut to come out. Just gonna put the ratchet in the breaker. There you go. Low-key was scared because nothing was holding it anymore. Now we can back it out all the way. Easy peasy. We're gonna do our tensioning method. Just applying tension to the bolt while we back it out. I'm sure putting a jack underneath would make this so much easier. Oh my God. Whew. Yeah, getting the jack would have been helpful, but there you go. I installed it the same way we took it off. Alright, we're gonna line it up, put it in. Just fit it up all nice. Alright, and we're gonna make sure our bottom 17 is in place before we get those 2 14 mils up on top in place. Don't need it tight, just need to not move. Now we're gonna jack it up slowly. And inside the trunk, I'll let y'all see what I'm doing because that's the most important part. So I'm grabbing the top of it, the middle, and that's what I'm using to really navigate it. Do your best and line it up with the holes. I can already see mine is slightly off. I see where I need to turn it. So we're just gonna set it down. Make small adjustments. I just turned the entire thing. I'll go up a little slower, and that's sent to be a perfect adjustment. We are now clearing all the holes, and there you go. And we can get these bolts hand threaded on. Okay, and we starting back on the reassembly process. All we're gonna do is kick that back into place. We're gonna pull up. Okay, take 2. Pulling up. There we go. There we go. Put the nut on the other side and tighten her down. Make sure you tighten it down. Do not forget to tighten up your 17. There you go, nice and tight. And last but not least, the sway bar. But I'm gonna finish up the other side before I get the sway bar on. Okay, ran out of light, but make sure your spring is compressed using the jack. And once it's compressed a little bit, you can go ahead and put in your 14s and tighten them. Okay, if you drop them, I've already dropped like 3, so that really sucks. But they fall into these little wells and it's impossible to fit your fingers in. But I guess I can show you how to get them out now. Okay, so if you lose them, I use this right here. It's a little kind of pick flathead and an extendable magnet. And let's see if just the magnet will work. I didn't fall down into these wells, but if you just play a little bit in there, they should come right out. There you go. And we're just gonna tighten those down to spec like y'all should be doing. All right, it's 8:30 now, but the coilovers are on. I'm super happy with them. Make sure you tighten up your end links. I don't think I said that. Make sure you triple check everything. Make sure every single bolt you touch is now tightened, torque to spec, or whatever you're using. Something interesting, haven't put the black cover back in. I'll just put those 10 mil bolts back on right now. But something I was looking at, the adjustable damper, I think it sticks out a little high now, and I don't think my spare tire is gonna be able to sit flush. I think that's gonna be poking on it. I made sure to try to put the TEIN on the outside, so you see that TEIN logo, and then the TEIN logo right there. Did that for all of them. Cover is on, bolts are tightened, and I just thought I'd show you guys that we actually clear it. If you can kind of see through that hole, we're actually not touching it at all. And we're actually a little past our mark. Our mark should be right there. So yeah, we don't touch that thing at all. I don't think it's poking the tire whatsoever. So I think we chill on that. Okay, we are finally done with the coilover install. Everything is all tightened up and ready for the wheels to get put back on. And we are going to drop it for the first time. Once again, I have not touched this since shipment. It is the exact shipment height, which is 4.5 millimeters. Okay, let's put the wheels on and see how she looks. Tell me why she looking lifted, dude. So obviously this has to get lowered. It's about a 5-finger gap. I can put my whole fist right there. And that is unacceptable. So we're gonna jack it back up, use our tools. I'm gonna measure and then adjust it. Okay, so I just re-measured in centimeters, and the gap between this line right here and this line right here is exactly 5 centimeters. I'm thinking of dropping it to 3 or 2.5. I'm gonna start with 3 because I want to see dropping it 2 centimeters will do. I want about like a 1.5 finger gap. So these coilovers are actually a pretty tough cookie to crack, but I think I found a way. Okay, so what I'm doing right here is I'm using our breaker bar, which is the handle, to jack, applying some tension on it. And while keeping the tension on that bottom nut, we're going to slide this one over, and we position it in a way that I know when we start turning, it's going to hit the chastity. So as I'm starting to turn, boom. Boom. Okay, we're hitting the chastity. You can see that right there. And we're just gonna crack that nut loose. Just like that. After you crack it loose, it's a lot easier to work with. So now we just measured 4 centimeters. Okay, take 2. We are now gonna be dropping it at 4 centimeters. We dropped 1 centimeter. Nah, way too high. We can't fist it anymore. But looks like we're at 4 fingers, so I'm gonna go off the limb and say every centimeter is a finger. So we have 4. I'd rather have it like at 2, so we're gonna drop it to 2 centimeters, maybe a little less than that. We'll see when we get there. Oh, in case this helps anybody out, this is how I'm measuring. I'm just putting the bottom tab underneath that bottom nut, and I'm measuring 2 centimeters right there. Okay, ride height dropped 2 centimeters. Take 3. Ooh, that looks nice. Do I want it a little bit lower? I think I do. Okay, so I think I'm almost right about the centimeter thing. It's a little more than 2 centimeters. Okay, that's okay. So I guess I'm gonna go like 1.5. God, almost like 1. I don't want to rub. Let's just do the little. Yeah, I'm thinking a cool 1.5. 1.5 should do it. Okay, ride height 1.5 centimeters. Take 4. God damn. That don't even look like she moved. What? Yo, that don't even look like she moved at all. Why is that? I'm gonna leave it at 1.5. I don't understand why I didn't go down, but I think after maybe the first drive and a couple miles, we put some load on it. I think the wheels will loosen up and compress, and it's gonna go down a little bit lower. If I wanna adjust that further, I will. Now we just gotta match the rear. Okay, we're officially completely done with the coilover installs. Oh my god. Okay, so the back, I dropped it down to 2 centimeters. Didn't like it. I actually rubbed on the jack because I got a stock muffler, so it hit the bottom and scraped right there. So I couldn't even fit the jack to hit the diff, and that means I can't lift the back up evenly. So I decided to lift the front up to 2.5 centimeters. So I have about a finger gap on each side, and as you can see right there, I'm almost maxed out amount I can load on the front and on the rear. But now it's time to go and do some real tests, and there's only one way to find out if it's actually gonna rub, and that's driving it. I'm gonna start with just getting out the driveway, then we're gonna do a speed bump, a dip, and make a few harsh turns, and just regularly driving. Okay, the first thing I noticed is how actually much lower I am to the car. Dude, I feel like I'm sunk. I have the stock seats in right now, and I'm just sunk into this. I feel like I kind of have to look up. Okay, let's go with the curb test. If you want to see my reverse camera, that's also in my playlist on my channel. You can find that how too. But let's go. Nice and slow. Nice and slow. Looking good. Let's not crash. All right, no scraping. Perfect. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. The front wheels did rub a little bit. You either can put them back up to 2 centimeters, or you can adjust them with the adjustable dampers if you have those. You can make them a little more stiff. You can really play around with them, adjust them how y'all like them. But real quick, I want to show you the receipt. This is the receipt. That's where I bought it from. Got it on OfferUp. There's his phone number. Tell him Cande sent you. It was $780. $200 front. That's how much I owed for the Flex Z's. Model number right there. $780 out the box was a pretty good deal for the Flex Z's. That was the best deal I can find. Anyways, guys, hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all made to the end of the video, thank y'all so much from the bottom of my heart. Remember, February 12th, we got an appreciation video. Also, reveal of a new car we're bringing into the channel from start to finish. This is hands down my favorite car I've ever owned, and I'm super excited to be able to bring this to the channel and to see the progress on the channel and be able to make those how-to videos for y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.